Alright, here we go again. Hello YouTube, hello Twitter, and hello to wherever else you may find this video. Kane Krieg here again. Gonna try my luck at starting a new series. We're gonna go for some psychoanalytical type mumbo jumbo here. Because me being the kind of person that I am, I'm not so much interested in what people do, so much as why. Which, quite frankly, I tend to find a lot more interesting. I'm very interested in the human mind, the brain, what have you, and more so how it works, and especially how it works for individuals. So, the overall basis of this, if it does turn into a series, the basis of it is going to be my thoughts, possible experiences, and what I find about certain traits, attributes, actions, whatever, that people show, especially under certain circumstances. So, the topic of the day would happen to be rambling. This one I notice more so myself than others, though I can think of a few people who also show this. Now, the main thing that I find it to apparently be, comparable to is a defense or coping mechanism kind of deal. Because in my case, if I get into a fight with someone, verbally speaking that is, depending on who it is, I might end up feeling very bad for some time after the fact, and immediately after and sometime after, while it's still fresh in my head, I will tend to ramble a lot more often than I normally would, like if the subject caught my particular interest. Like, one time I went rambling off to a friend about lobotomies. I don't even remember how we got onto that topic. In fact, that may have been my fault, but hey, whatever. What are you going to do? Lobotomies aren't... However, I'm going to do my best to stay focused here and not actually ramble during the video, but to simply explain and give my personal thoughts and opinions on this. And this is a very prominent trait for me because I have a very bad habit of being stuck in the past. And there are several reasons for this, but that's something for another video, if ever. So, moving right along here, we have rambling, a defense or coping mechanism. Now, the main reason I say this is because after an argument with my girlfriend, we finally got over to a point where we could talk again calmly and rationally. Uh, and I rambled a lot. And I do that on occasion when, again, if something really catches my interest. However, I thought about it after the fact. She would say one thing, I would make my reply, but then I'd just keep adding on to it, and adding on to it, and adding on to it, and I couldn't think about anything else because I was too busy talking about whatever that thing was that I was replying to or talking about. And I tried to... The way I work personally is I've got these really complex, what the holy hell kind of daisy chains of logic going on that just kind of connect everything, so sometimes the topic appears to shift or change, but in my mind, and I imagine in others like me, or at least to this degree in this regard, it all connects back to the original topic in some way, unless it is just branching off into something else from a trigger that was set, which doesn't allow for one to linger and think about why they might be feeling bad in the first place or about the argument itself. And so they just kind of keep going on and on until the other interjects them or they reach a notable pausing point or force themselves to stop, allowing the other person to reply, at which point they will begin to ramble again. After the last argument with my girlfriend, I was rambling horribly, and she finally just started to tell me to stop rambling, just chill out, calm down, it's over and done with. I sent a simple reply. I started thinking again, and I added on to, okay. Okay, that was my reply. Then I started typing again, and I sent another, much longer, questionably relatable reply, and she told me I was rambling again. This happened about 3 more times, I think, give or take, before I finally started to get to a point where I was at least calm enough to not do that, even though I was still feeling bad about it. It can also happen when people are nervous. I don't think this happens to me very often. I don't generally get nervous. I'm not trying to brag or anything. I don't. Kind of like the beginning of the video. Politically correct terms, I really just don't care. Unless I didn't mention that. I'm not sure if psychoanalysis is really the politically correct term for this kind of thing, but again, like I just mentioned, I really don't care. And being nervous is not something that I generally do. However, some people, if they start getting nervous and someone asks them a question or makes a statement that they want to reply to, they will begin to ramble. Now, what I think it is in this case is very much similar to the first in the sense that they have a fear of what the others might say. Usually in this kind of context, a lot of times I notice, this may not be the case for everyone and I doubt it is, but what I notice is when they're rambling, they spend a lot of time explaining themselves, explaining why they said the, simple couple-word reply that they did and trying to justify it in fear of whatever it is that's making them nervous, whatever that might be. It might be other people that they're talking to, trying to get in with the cool kids. Yeah, I hate those guys. But trying to get in with the cool people, for instance, can make people nervous if they, just idolize the one popular dude or chick or whatever. And so they're going to try and justify their answer of why they're, why they'd be worthy to hang out with them by justifying whatever they said. And this might also be to try to point out the factor that, usually a bit more subtly, that whatever they just said, they will go completely against it to be with the cool crowd. Which I have my own opinions on, but that's for another story again. So, I do have a lot of these branch topics. Again, I don't want to ramble myself, so I'm trying to keep it kind of focused here. And, so that's the main reason I find that people will ramble as far as a defense mechanism. When it's just a really interesting topic, it might actually could be considered that as well. It's a bit of a stretch, but you could call it a bit of a coping mechanism. If they are known to have insecurities, for instance, then if something actually interests them, they may ramble about it to show, what they know, how much they know about it, hey, look at me, I'm smart too, or I know how to do this too, or, whatever. Just something like that. Which does make sense, but again, I find it to be just a bit more of a stretch. But in any case, that is my thoughts on rambling. So, give me some ideas for the next video if you like this one or care to hear more. Not much else to really be said, and Krieg out.